Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. So today I'm playing the CV90-105 TML, the Swedish rank 6 battle rating 9.0 premium light tank. And as you can see, 50 Shades of Grey is upon us, aka a night match, played on the map European Province, and it is formerly known as, Eastern Europe, but this is kind of the expanded Eastern Europe. And the spawns are different, and also where in this iteration the cap is. So there are a few good reasons why I wanted to show you this match. The first one being asking you if you enjoy watching night gameplay, night battles. Do you think that this is something awesome, that this is what the game really needed? Your opinion matters, not mine for a change in this aspect. The next thing is, I could play this tank in this match like a light tank. I could flank and I could also use the terrain, so it was not a pure city fight, although city fighting was a little bit of a part of the gameplay. Now talking about here the light tank gameplay, look where I am in relation to the rest of my team. I'm the furthest to the front line. The majority of my team has barely even left the spawn. I think they are sniping, and this is one of those problems for such maps when there is a lot of open terrain. The next thing is, very rarely I get actually the maps that, according to the map filter, I have liked, and I very often get those I even have disliked, with the exception the one that I banned, which I'm very grateful for. But sadly I can ban only one map. The majority of the community apparently loves city fighting around buildings, whereas I am a ridgeline warrior. I love to use the terrain. I want to reposition myself in mediums, in light tanks. I want to hold a corner in a heavy tank, when it comes to a certain part of the map, or I want to defend the objective. Rarely I get the opportunity to play like this. So a match like this is a rather rare occasion. So I shot here the Record Mark 1D into the engine without hull breaking them. And this leads me now to the second point of this feature. Spoiler alert, it was a pretty decent battle for my standards, and here you can see that I don't hull break him, but this tank has an oversensitive hull break, which is not shown in this video in any way, shape or form. But usually, artillery strikes and also hitting not just the tracks, the transmission, the engine, the turret ring and the gun breech will hull break you, but also hitting the optics on top of the tank, the pure glass. It hull breaks you, and I think that is hilarious, and it's really punishing, especially for new players. So the next thing is that this is the second video featuring this tank, and it is a great difference when it comes to the experience, because the first video was around the first 1 or 2 days where I played this tank, because it was Sweden versus Sweden matchmaker, and that was not really saying anything how the tank would do in the future. So here, this is now actually fighting some other nations, the Soviets, the British, the Americans, and it is cool. It is pretty cool to use this tank in that fashion. But again, it is a light tank with oversensitive hull break. So what kind of advantages do you get? Well, first of all, the usual light tank toolbox. A lot of various different ammunition types, decent gun handling, good mobility, the ability to scout and artillery strikes, the ability to help your teammates to repair even though they are not squatted up with you. That is good. The not so good part is that you don't have any sort of advantage when it comes to maneuverability and mobility to the majority of main battle tanks at around this battle rating, in particular when you get up tiered. Why? Because they have very often the same, if not higher, horsepower to ton ratio, and very often you never get into an advantageous position before they are there and they contest it as well, and then it is a head-on engagement anyway. And this is one of those things that I don't really like too much. Also, I don't like helicopters. Hear me out. Watch this. Shot straight through the center of the helicopter. That was the first shot. And now I should reload a hash probably, because, that would explode. And I never got the chance to reload this and fire at the enemy helicopter with the hash round. And he was already spamming me with the rocket. So that was because my aim was off. I smoked up, and I changed direction. That probably saved me here, and finally the helicopter crashes. That was the first helicopter I probably shot down with this tank, although I hit dozens of them with APFSTS. Talking about hitting, yeah, that's a good shot. Next kill, that's already the ace. Beautiful. And so this was probably another factor why I wanted to show you this match. How it is if there aren't helicopters, or if you don't get killed by helicopters. The other thing is, how is this tank actually with, you know, how much value do you get out of it? Well, if you're an experienced player, you're probably not watching my videos anyway, but jokes aside, you have a significantly higher experience when it comes to playing tanks, and so I think then this light tank isn't a bad choice. And one factor why you also buy a premium is, in this patch, to get access to the Swedish tank tech tree in the first place. That always has been like this from the day the Americans were introduced, point number one. Point number two, if you buy therefore a premium, then which one should it be? Should it be the low tier SAV 201248? Not a good choice. It is overpowered as all hell due to its frantic rate of fire, but it is only rank 2, so you can only effectively research to rank 3 with it. Do you want to buy the STRV 1030? No, it is completely broken. Hull aim just simply doesn't work. Gaijin, for me personally, has proven that they are not willing or capable of doing this. And then so that only leaves you with the rank 6 premium, the CV90 105 TML. And with that you can research the entire tech tree without RP penalty. So at this point of the battle we have finally broken the back of the enemy team, and this was not a spectacular battle, but it felt great, right? And so I think playing around the ridgeline, playing to support the teammates that then finally made it, with having a decent impact on the outcome of the game and making some important kills, I think that was pretty nice. It was a nice match, not a spectacular one. Now this is the cleaning up phase where I just go closer to the enemy spawn. We have the objective, we have the map superiority, and so I scout now. I probably already could have shot this guy, but I was not quite sure because only 7 degrees of gun depression, and again no hull break despite hitting, well, the tracks. But then the XM1 got killed, which I scouted. Again, very powerful tool, especially in a night battle. And then I cleaned up that ZSU 57 too. And yeah, that was so far a pretty nice battle. So he kaput, and on we go. So my experience in this tank was very often that I got into a situation where I had no choice but to, you know, die. Early game, helicopters rushing me, and you only had that one shot, and as you saw, it very often doesn't immediately kill the helicopter, which is a real shame. So Gaijin has definitely buffed helicopter survivability in the past. Then hull break, it's way too oversensitive, and then overall it's a decent package. I like the look of the tank, I like its capabilities, but it's certainly not a overpowered tank. Again, not really recommended for new players. Anyways, that has been the battle, and well, that's 7 tank kills and 1 helicopter kill, and we survived it, got the heavy metal hero award as well, and that results with winning the match with a premium account and the premium status of the tank with 101,000 silver lines and 13,400 RP without any sort of boosters, and that seems reasonably high. First of all, the RP booster is relatively high. The factor is 2.26 and the silver line income factor is 1.4 times 2.0. That's the highest that there is for tanks. So that has been the second look at this tank, and I enjoy it kind of, but I cannot really 100% recommend it for new players. That's it for me today, so thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like with it, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.